You have what I think is one of the coolest, I'm not going to say mission statements, but purpose statements on your LinkedIn profile. And all of us have been on LinkedIn and we read little blurbs about people's companies. Unfortunately, I think in the wealth management space, our stuff goes through compliance 5, 6, 7 times and kind of comes out pretty boring. I want to read a clip of it, and then before we kind of jump into talking more about technology and the future advice, I want to just ask you a couple of questions about it and then go from there. So on your LinkedIn profile, you said, "I come to work to change the world." Sounds pretentious, I know, but I mean it from the heart. I'm privileged to be in the right place, financial services, at the right time, the dawn of digitization, and working with the right people, brilliant and devoted, to make a difference for millions of investors. All of which is possible because I'm stationed at the right lever of investing's massive machinery, operations. So share with us, expound on this a little bit. I've got a couple more things from your LinkedIn profile, especially the book that you mentioned, which also happens to be one of my favorite. But expound on this a little bit, because operations in whatever industry somebody might be in that's watching this, and for those of us in the wealth management space, we think of compliance, we think of the boring stuff, we think of the pain in the butt stuff that we really don't want to do, but we have to do. Talk about why you believe that you are in the right place and what that means, why you wrote this mission statement.
Well, so I'll tell you, I had a conversation with a friend in the industry who was a founder of one of the largest advisor firms that's out there today. And he likened custody to a gasoline provider. Said, I don't really care. I just pull in. It doesn't really matter whether it's Exxon or Mobil.
Yeah.
You just kind of pull in and get your gas. I thought that was sad, frankly, that this industry has sort of created this perception of the custodial function as sort of totally commoditized. The reality is it's not, right? And I think to the point about, we're a mission-driven company. I'm a mission-driven person, right? Just I have a zest for life, and right, I want to do things that are really impactful. And I think from a custody standpoint, I think the best line to sort of really kind of reinforce this is you can't fake real time. It either isn't or it is.
Yeah.
Right? And when you think about your own life, right, just think about, we were talking before we started recording about our kids. There's an Amazon box that shows up at my house every day, at least one. Okay. And that experience it's real time. It's pleasant. Yeah. It's sort of immediate. Find something. It's you trust that it's a good product, and it shows up same day or the next day. Great. I mean, who would have thought we could do this 10 years ago? From a custody standpoint, sort of the same thing, which is why does it take? Forget about 2, 3, 5 days to open an account. Why does it take more than 5 seconds to open an account? Right? If Ron, as the end customer of an advisor, gives you his credentials, right? His address, social security number, his driver's license, you should be able to open that account with Ron sitting there, me as the advisor, in seconds. Doesn't make any sense to me, right? And the same in terms of real-time transactions. The reason why this industry is still T2, right? So we settle transactions, trades today, settles 2 days from now, okay? The reason for it isn't because DTCC is inefficient or doesn't have their act together. It's because the custodial world lives in a batch environment. And come back to the Amazon analogy is it matters. It really matters because in all other aspects of our life, things happened fast, real time. There's delightful experiences, but we have sort of lowered the bar and conditioned advisors and customers, broker dealers to think that this is about as good as it can get. So go back to that, gasoline. Yeah, it's because all the big players all do it exactly the same. Yeah, there's a little bit of a tweak here, and maybe the pricing over there is a little bit better or worse. But by and large, the offering is the same. So whether it's Exxon or Mobil or GetGo, in terms of gas providers, they look the same. Apex has taken a totally different stance and a different direction in terms of what we're doing.